ಯಾದವರಾಯ ಬೃಂದವನದೊಳು ವೇಣುನಾದವ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿರೆ.
Yadavaraya, this beautiful song, set in three ragas Basant, Sindhu Bhairavi, and Durga, was composed by a poet, philosopher, and musician, a stalwart of the Haridasa movement. His birth date is an official Kannada holiday in recognition of his work as a great social reformist. In the previous episodes, we heard about his guru Vyasaraja and his fellow disciple Purandara Dasa. Today, we will hear the story of the great saint Kanakadasa.
You're listening to Ascharya.
Kanakadasa was born in a shepherd community of Kaginele, Karnataka, a part of the Vijayanagar Empire. Named Timmappa at birth, he grew up to be a warrior and village chieftain. One day, he happened to find an enormous treasure of gold buried in the ground. Instead of keeping it for himself, he distributed it amongst the people, and from then on, he was called Kanaka Nayaka. Once, when he was in the battlefield, he was mortally wounded and left to die. Miraculously, he found that he was saved and felt the presence of Krishna near him. Krishna seemed to urge him to become his dasa, his devotee. His life transformed that day. Giving up his warrior ways and all of his worldly possessions, he became an ascetic. During the course of his wanderings, he met Vyasaraja, the Rajaguru of the Vijayanagar Empire, whose story we heard last episode. Kanaka Nayaka accepted Vyasaraja as his guru and became Kanakadasa. One day, Vyasaraja asked Kanakadasa a question. Who among us do you think will attain moksha? He pointed at each disciple and Kanakadasa shook his head as if skeptical. Even when Vyasaraja pointed to himself, Kanakadasa seemed dubious. The other disciples became increasingly agitated at what they thought was Kanakadasa's arrogance. Finally, Vyasaraja said, "What are your own chances of moksha?" Kanakadasa replied, "Nanu hodare hodenu," which translates to, "I may go if I go." The clever pun means that if the I or the ego could be dissolved, then perhaps he would have a chance at moksha. Vyasaraja was satisfied with this response. On another occasion, Vyasaraja's students were fasting for Ekadashi. Vyasaraja gave them each a banana and said, "You may break your fast if you can find a place where you can eat this fruit remaining unseen." Later in the day, when he checked in with his disciples, he saw that all but Kanakadasa had eaten their bananas. "Why didn't you eat the fruit?" asked Vyasaraja. "How can I, Guruji? Is there a place where I can hide from everyone? Wherever I go, God is watching me. So how can I eat then?" Kanakadasa travelled extensively within the Kannada-speaking region to meet people, compose and sing kirtanas on Krishna, and giving discourses on life and spirituality. He was oriented towards the poor and downtrodden, and particularly against caste and class distinctions. In his view, bhakti alone mattered. Kanaka's messaging was powerful and effective as he communicated in Kannada with a rural flavor, using songs, satire, and riddles to attract audience. His songs urged people to become aware of the transitory nature of worldly life and to focus on God. He went on to live up to age 100 almost, till the beginning of the 17th century. Among his many works, an interesting one is the allegorical Ramadhanya Charite. In it, the two food grains, rice and ragi, meet each other. Rice says, "I am greater because I am more attractive and eaten by the rich." To which ragi responds, "But I am nutritionally superior, eaten by the common man, so I am greater." They went to Ayodhya so Rama could settle their dispute. Rama dismisses them, sending both to prison for 6 months. At the end of the sentence, he asks both grains to be brought to him. Rice was found spoiled, while the hardy ragi remained good. Rama hence honored ragi with the title Raghava Dhanya. This allegory represents the nature of the rich and the poor. One day, when Kanakadasa visited the Udupi temple to see Krishna, the priests denied him entry because of his lower caste. Anguished, Kanakadasa went behind the temple, composing songs on Krishna, voicing out his despair. It is believed that at some point the temple wall cracked and the Krishna Vigraha turned to give Kanakadasa his darshan. To this day, the Krishna Vigraha in Udupi faces west, even though the temple entrance is in the east. The crack on the wall was converted into a window called Kanaka Kindi and still exists. On another occasion, Kanakadasa was preparing rice cake to eat when he noticed kanji dripping out of the temple through a hole. Using a coconut shell, he collected some kanji and offered it to the temple deity along with his rice cake before eating. Vardiraja Tirtha, a popular saint and the then head of one of the Udupi Maths, declared, Kanaka is a great devotee as Krishna is happier with his humble offerings than the rich dishes offered by the temple. He may be a shepherd by birth, but his bhakti and enlightenment are far ahead of others. From that day onwards to the present day, the Udupi temple continues the tradition of offering kanji and rice cake to the deity in recognition of Kanaka's devotion. That's it in this. Thank you for listening.